All right, let's talk about breathe. This is the foundation of our safety for this space, for any of the makerspaces on campus. Breathe is an acronym that we use that helps us remember all the different things we need to be considerate of as we're about to enter the space and use the space. I'm going to take you through letter by letter. The B stands for breathe. It means literally take a breath. As I have you do this, I would love for you to actually take a breath and just get yourself in the right frame of mind to be in this space. This is a space where we work. This is a space where we work with power tools, where others are working with power tools. So you need to be of the mindset that you're in here to do serious work in a room where there can be potentially dangerous things going on. Now, everything we do in Breathe is there to help mitigate the danger and ensure your safety. But the fact of the matter is, we're still using power tools in here. You still need to be mindful and in the right headspace to be in this space. All right, the R stands for room. And what we mean by room is to look at the room around you, all right? Look at the floor, look at the space in front of you, look at the space behind you. We want you to be mindful of anything that can be damaged by the tools that you are about to use. There's a phrase called the blood halo. It's a pretty grim visual, but it's a pretty powerful one that lets you think about if you have a power tool in your hand, anything that your arm can reach while you're holding the tool that could be damaged by that tool needs to be taken into consideration as you're using the space, all right? So this could be projects, this could be spaces, this could be people. It's your responsibility to look around you and where you are and make sure that room around you is safe. We have a lot of stuff that's on the walls. We have a lot of tools that take up a footprint. You need to think about that and think about that in consideration of how you're going to be using the tool and be moving around in the space. All right, the first E in breathe stands for your eyes and your ears. This is all your safety gear that you're going to use. Our eyes are protected by our safety glasses. Those are outside the room. Anytime you're in this space, even if it's just for a moment, if there's any work going on here, grab a pair of glasses, put them on. Your ears, your ear protection, we have lots of earplugs. I recommend that you put them on. Again, if you're going to be in this space and people are using tools, they may only be on for a moment or two, but they're very loud, and enough exposure to those very loud sounds, even at a short amount of time, can build up over time. So grab some earplugs. Those are outside this space as well. Pop them in. The other piece of equipment I want you to consider using is a dust mask. If you're going to be outside standing or using any sort of spray paint, a dust mask or a mask is going to help keep you safe, keep your lungs free of all the stuff that's going around in the air. So grab a dust mask, pop it over your head, fit it to your nose, and then you're good to go. The earplugs and the dust masks, those are both disposable. The safety glasses, those are not. Please take care of those. We have a sanitation box and they go up on the rack on the back of the door when you're done using them. The A in breathe stands for your attire. You're going to be in this space, you need to make sure that you are dressed appropriately. Mostly this means no danglies, any hoodie strings, any keychains that are hanging out of your pockets. Long hair, all of these things need to be secured out of the way of where they might reach a power tool. Between the power tool and something dangling off of you, the power tool is going to win. We don't want anything to get caught up, wrapped up, and sucked up into those tools. So make sure that your hoodie strings are tucked inside and your keychains are put into your pocket. And if you have hair that's down, we have hair ties here, or if you have a hair tie, put it up in a ponytail or a bun so that it's not going to have any risk of getting caught in our equipment. The other part of attire I want you to be super mindful of is your footwear, all right? We don't want to see any toes. This includes slides. I'm also not even the biggest fan of Crocs in this space. I want your feet protected, all right? If a saw gets dropped, if a large piece of wood goes to the floor and your feet are in the way, it's gonna hurt. So be mindful of your feet and keep them protected. If you know there's a possibility of you being in the shop, throw a pair of sneakers in or just choose not to wear anything with open-toed shoes for that day. After the A comes the T. The T is for you to think about your progress through using the tool from start to finish. All right, we have the R, which makes us consider the room. I want you to think about the tool and all of its safety uses. We talk about all these tools individually as part of our certification. And I also want you to think about the room from the start to the end of when you're going to be using it. Sometimes we do long cuts. Sometimes we use materials that we're going to need to engage with the tool for a long amount of time. You need to be thinking about the safety of the tool and are you going to be safe with the tool and the room as you go. If you're going to move from one space to another, you need to make sure that all of the other parts of Breathe are true for where you start to where you finish and everywhere in between. So take a minute, think about the tool you're going to be using, think about the process that you're going to be using to apply that tool to your material, and make sure all of the other elements of Breathe are still in play from start to finish. The H in Breathe stands for help. You have a lot of people that you can ask for help from. You can ask your classmates, you can ask your teacher, you can Google stuff, you can go back to your notes or these videos. I would rather you ask the same questions a literal million times than get hurt once because you weren't sure. Okay? It's your responsibility to make sure that you feel comfortable in this space. Right? There are going to be new tools, there's going to be a lot going on. It's your responsibility to make sure that you feel comfortable and you get to ask for help as many times and as often as you need to in order to make sure that you feel prepared and safe in this space. All right, the last E in Breathe is for everyone. It's our responsibility to make sure everyone in this space is using this space safely, appropriately, and in a way that jives with the rest of Breathe, all right? So if you see anybody that is not wearing safety glasses, that is not acting mindfully and respectfully, that is using a tool in the wrong way, stop them, call them out and say, hey, you need to be more mindful of this, or you're doing this the wrong way, or come get a teacher and say, I need help talking to someone because they are not using this space properly. The only way we're all going to be able to get to use this space is if everyone is using this space well. If there's anybody that's not, it's okay for them to lose privilege to this space if they're not going to show that they can use this space safely. I don't want everybody to lose access to this space because there's one person who's not using it properly. So it's your responsibility to make sure that not only you, but everyone in this space is behaving in a way that lets us continue to use it safely and well. That's it. It's literally on the wall. If you forget, you can look at the letters and remind yourself. Other than that, remember to breathe. It's take a breath, check out the room around you, make sure your eyes and ears and other safety gear is there, make sure your attire is safe, no danglies, no toes. Think about the tool that you're going to use and how to make sure that all the elements of Breathe are in play from start to finish. Ask for help and make sure everyone is behaving responsibly. Good luck.